I don't have a big plan currently, but a couple days went by and I want to stay motivated and keep going. So I think we're just going to kind of try to focus on there's cleanup work that we need to do, like organizational stuff. But I think if we just say we're going to do like title bar and close button, title bar without text at least for right now, but and then close button, then we can kind of throw in some of the cleanup stuff and keep us progressing. So let's do it. I think I only did one thing since last time. And that is, I think I just cleaned up, yeah, the move and resize. I looked at one of my older projects and I liked this way a bit better using the start and end. It doesn't look that much different here, but then the way you track it is just much more simple. And then the way you do the math for the actual events is easier as well. It's actually more consistent. You're just doing this one against the width and height versus X and Y, which is nice. And I added a couple helper functions. Like window move doesn't do much, but I like it's consistent that we have a window move and a window resize. Originally, we created the window resize because just wanted to stuff in some of the allocator logic in there instead of just having it in the case statement. So that's it for now. Let's just, I really didn't think too much about this before jumping on, like with plan wise. So I think we just jump into doing the close button. And that'll might throw us into the fact that we can only have like 3 windows. We needed a way to create windows. So yeah, let's just run, see what we got currently. This is what we got. All seems to be functioning. I'm going to get rid of this as well so we can test like redraw logic and stuff later. Right now we're redrawing the content every time and we want to be able to test that we're not redrawing if things aren't changing. Right now we're forcing everything to change, so we do redraw. So what do we need to do? Let's go to the window, or let's go to here first. This is all just a side note. This is growing. I'm thinking about creating like a WS internal. So all this stuff can be shared between the server, the window implementation, but it's not exposed in the ws.h, like the external API. I think that would be good. And you might be able to hide this then too, make this an opaque pointer. And just with setter functions or something like passing in the function pointer, but let's not get derailed. So total frame, this is kind of the way that you drill down smaller and smaller. So we have total, then we have frame, and then content border. What we want is going to go between, it's the frame and then the header or the title bar and the content border are peers, essentially, I would say. So title bar, we're going to need a rectangle for that. Inside the title bar is another rectangle called, see how this is handle resize? We're going to do button close. You could do button resize, but it's not a button. So it is just a handle. So, all right. So title bar is going to use frame. Close is going to use title bar. Title bar, what did I say? It's going to use frame. Just like this. We're going to have to update the content border as well to compensate for the title bar. This might be right, but the height is going to be, I'm just going to say 20 for now because I don't have a good size for it. This I'm just going to comment out. Should be height, but we're using kind of size everywhere because we're using size for ones that can be on the sides, like width and height and or height. Like the paddings on the sides are, that's padding width, but when it's on the top, that's height. So we're just using size. Title bar size. Nah, I'm just gonna do, I don't know. For right now. Let's just be accurate, I guess. I think that's okay. It should be height. And I'm gonna make it 15 because we already have the 10 up above. The content, the X is also plus. Should be frame title bar. I think it should be, even though it's kind of long. And then the height should be minus. Because we're going to crunch down. We're creating, so the window is not going to change. So we're going to make the title bar and then the content itself is going to get smaller. And we're doing the content border because that's what's outside the content. I'm just going to put these together then. Let's just make it red so we can see it. Okay, that looks terrible. We're gonna fill. The width. We do want the padding because we don't want it to. We want the. Let's look at it one more time. Make sure we're not going crazy. Why isn't it drawing? That's draw rect. Did I not just change that to fill rect? Oh, okay. Okay, so that's filled in. I think that the content is content. That's based on the content rect, which or content border, I mean. And this is based on this. This is right. The red part is right. This is drawing the content border. What color can we make that? Can we make the content border draw frame content border? I know it's red as well, but I just want to see if you can. So you can see the whole border. I was making sure it wasn't just that the content border and the content were off, not just the content. So why is this off? The math is off here. So we're getting the frame. We're at, I mean, that's 15. What if I just do it, add another 50 just to see? Holy cow. Might want to care whether you're doing width or height. Sorry to whoever's probably yelling at the screen. Okay. This needs to be plus. We're combining these together, then subtracting. Not it's not like aggregate or whatever you call it. So okay. That actually we're good. The title bar, we're gonna do the same frame color. This is border color still. Great. Sweet, looks good. Oh yeah, I just pushed it down. That diff looks stupid because of the return. That diff's dumb. I don't. Why is that diff so stupid? I don't know if I'm using the what algorithm I'm using, but that's not a good diff. Okay, I'm just going. All right, so we just want this layout. We're not going to use these actual values, and we want the title bar. We're inside the title bar. This is going to be. We're not going to change this. This is just a placeholder, just to really be explicit. We're not changing. They hit the, but that we don't want any extra padding or anything in here because we want where we draw the close button. We want it to be right there. So we're gonna say, I'm just gonna hard code this. So what we're doing is starting at the top left corner of the title bar. We're going to draw down 10 over 10 and draw a rectangle because we need some space below the title bar before the content starts. So I'm actually going to do this 20 just so we can have clean math. So we got 10 above because of the padding, 10 for the button, and 10 below. Ooh. And then drawing. What's that called? That's going to be called the freaking close. Yeah, it's draw. Come on. It's just small, but it's exactly what I want. That the button says, all right, we're just gonna make the height. Button's 15 and we went 10, 10. Is it 35? No. This should be a constant up there too. This sizing isn't gonna be right. I just want to run it and see where we're at. Button. I don't know what size we want this stuff at. We can probably tweak that. That's a different style tweak. And while we're here, just for fun, maybe we want to maximize. We don't have to wire it up, but button close because I want to draw it on the opposite side. So the X needs to be, it needs to be the, we're just gonna do that, and we're gonna make it, we do need a plus equal. We need to add the entire title bar with minus frame button size. We need to, yeah, I think that's, is it too simple? Everything else will stay the same. We're just going to push it all the way over the full width and then bring it back the button size and start drawing from the top right, top left corner of the button. Server. Put some text in there. And just for fun, this is like an inner button inside there that like just is like a graphic. We'll probably change this to be like draw title bar, draw the buttons to have a little bit more control. But for now, is this just a graphics rect? Max button max. Let's just do that. Button max dot width equals times equals 0.5. Can I do that? That looks like more than, am I tripping? That looks like more than divided by 2. Oh well. I can bring this in later. Let's not. When I start getting tired, I start getting tweaking stuff that's unnecessary. But this is good. I might even, now that that works, I might even rip out the maximize so we can have a clean commit on close and then a different video for maximize, or not a different video, but just a separate commit. All right, so hit check. Do we only do hit? Let's just do hit check. Perfect. Hit check. Actually handles fine. Button close. Oh, maybe it's just this is. I don't know if this can say this simple. These short words instead of like button handle. But since this is just for the simple stuff on the frame, and then everything else is going to go to content, if the frame doesn't get very complicated, then they probably can stay. All right, how do we close this? Does this have a shutdown function close? Func? Am I calling that anywhere? So we call that when we destroy the server. But and I think this could be nicer as WS window close window. It, but let's see. We're definitely going to do that. That's way better API. And then we can actually hide. If we do that, we can hide these function pointers too and just pass them in. I don't know if we really want to do that or not, but like completely hide it, or if we just want to give the option for the cleaner API, but allow this as well. What's this actually do? So that does completely destroy it. But I don't think it doesn't remove it from the windows. You know what I mean? Well, that's probably what it means. Server 135. Yep. I kind of just want to resolve it for tonight, just because it's just get it working. We can make it more robust later. Because the problem is we're still referencing it here. We need to drop the window count. But we also want to get rid of it. Like we have some logic that, or not logic, but kind of like rules or human interface designs we need to figure out. Because when are we focused? When does the window capture? If you click that close button and it's a window behind, do we bring it in front then work on it, or do we close it while it's sitting behind? um, I might even look at the old Apple human interface design, and come up. We're gonna have to come up with some kind of documented rules there, because not like that any people are going to implement it, but like what functionality we want so we can reference it as we build more and more. It might be simple enough to just keep in our heads, but or document it in code, but it might be nice to reference. I don't know. I don't actually know exactly where to put that. Um, so what if I just do I have server here? That's cool. I mean, that actually does it. All right, what we're going to do is wrap this up, and we got a delete button. Or sorry, we have a close button. Let's commit it and be done. And then we'll come back and add the maximize button tomorrow. And we're going to have to add like a window bring to front. And also when you destroy a window, because there's like close and you call and tell the other thing to close it. But then the app calls window destroy on its own. I don't know if it should do that. I don't know if the app should do that. I think the app should just clean up its own itself and then externally window destroy. All right, we might work for just a second longer. I was gonna say maybe window destroy. Oh, that should just deallocate. But maybe we should have a window close that calls the close function of the app and window destroy. And the server cleanup code, the server is the one dispatching it. So it calls window close that handles that, and then it will do its own internal window count cleanup and reordering. All right, that's good. Let's just keep that. That's good. 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 I'm just going to delete this for now. This was super easy to add. That's fine. We have this other wonky bit here but that was a worthwhile cleanup. Maybe I need to comment for each one of these. It's the total, the frame, the title bar, the close button. Content border. That's good. That feels wonky too. We need to it's on down click, but it needs to be on up. Yeah. But that's interesting. Because you want to be able to click and then move away, but you don't want to do that. That's I would have never really thought of that. Oh wait, do we have to do it? Maybe that's when you click it. That's when the color changes or it depresses. But this, wait, window take, window hit check, window draw. I don't like the order of any of this. I mean, is everything I mean everything in here is static. It's just destroy. That is static. I mean, it's static because it's directly above. And so was that one. Window hit check and window close are right there. Event. See how this one does a WS event? We don't have consistency there. And why is it inline? This also needs to stop happening because we're about to have to start having events. We need to do this more manually. Like this is this is risky right now. Also, this doesn't need to be window rec. This should be content window content rec or rect content or whatever. That's a little extra cleanup that did not need to happen, but it's late, tired, and this video is about to be over. Um, Window destroy is fine. That's a deallocation. Just tear the window down. We got this has to come first because the function pointer. There's nothing to call the function pointer on if we call destroy first, and it's not actually gone to do this until the window's actually destroyed. So I think that's fine, and essentially atomic to anything calling it. This is okay too because then you can have a maximize for the other buttons. What about where's our resize? Does resize or move need the server at all? If it did, it would make more sense there. But it's self-contained. The problem with this, the reason why this can't just be WS WS window close, because of this. But you could do this. You know. But do we want something that you're able to call one time and it just handles everything? I think so. I think it's worth doing that. Let's call it. It's late. I'm tired. Even though it's 8:16. Long day. Later.